Okay, hi everybody, it's me, Zanka 922. Gachiakuta! This episode. Okay, episode 16, Gachiakuta, gifted or not. Now, majority of this episode was, it was a hodgepodge. I mean, I'm not used to this kind of situation. Most shonens, when there's fights going on, they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, I should mention, the guy who plays the voice of Bundus is basically Blackbeard, which is a good sign. Bundus is the guy, the raider who was with Santa Bro and Santa D. Now, we start off with that. Because we see the portal kid, he's looking through portals, and he's looking at one portal, and he notices Bundus. And he's like, oh, why did he tell him that? So, Bundus wants to know, he wants information. So, after some small talk about kids, he just makes these funny, ridiculous, mundane questions about Corvus, the leader of the cleaners. And he explains him to everything, and then eventually, Bundus explains that if the cleaners do not win these fights, they're going to feed them to a trash beast. That's the whole gimmick. Now, that's the gist of what that conversation is. Now, we don't get any fighting here with Santa Bro and Santa Deer against Bundus. It's just talking. Like Rudo and that guy. Sorry, but the talking is getting mundane at this point. But anyway, we do get a fight. I feel really bad for Zanka. I really do. You know, it's just like, dude. He's the wrong person to fight Jabber. Come on. You shouldn't be fighting him. I'm like, why him? You could have had Engine, you could have had Reaper, you could have had the Kaiju Kid fight Jabber. But no, it has to be Zanka, the guy who has an instrument, and he's... Alright, basically what happens is, Jabber's OP. He explains how he used to be weak and how now he's stronger, and he goes full on out. It is an insane fight. But during this fight, Zanka's like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. He literally thinks of that in his mind. And I'm like, dude, what? I'm sorry if I'm laughing. It's just ridiculous. Now, listen, my disdain for the leader of the, which I understand, his character, this is his character. The leader of the Raiders. His character is basically this. He's methodical, he's manipulative, but at the same time, what he is, he's curious. Like Bundus. He wants to know and learn. He wants to know about Rudo, about the sphere. And Rudo is not... I've got to say this to, like, dude, leader, you know, he's not going to be that cooperative. And it's pretty obvious. He tells him, hey, if you came to me, straight up, normal conversation, I would have been all in. But you didn't. You instead dragged the rest of the cleaners involved. You attacking me, you're attacking them. Like, dude, what the frick? It's like, what's normal? and he starts eating a roach. God damn, man. But he explains how his eyes and Rudo's eyes are the same, even though he's from the ground and he's from the sphere. And he doesn't know Rudo. That's the whole point of this. You're not going to know. Rudo's not going to tell you what happened to the sphere. That's for him. He has his own reasons for going up there and killing the sphere, destroying it. But that whole conversation is like in the middle of the episode. It goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. It's like they're standing still, like, okay, when are these guys going to fight? But the fight with Zanka and Jabber is the real main point, and it goes tits up. It's not. This is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. Like really, really, really bad. Eventually, the animation was insane, and there was a moment was like, what is that? Jabber has Zanka on the ground, and Zanka bites into his claws, the smaller claw, not the huge claw. And we get like a weird flashback of some woman, I think it's a woman, with a sword, and he bites onto the claws, and he grabs his instrument, and he hits him right in the ribs. And they do a full X-ray, like legitimately a Mortal Kombat thing. Show you inside of Jabber's body, X-rayed, and the ribs getting crushed, getting cracked and broken, and he gets sent flying. What? And the fight gets really accelerated and everything. Eventually, Jabber slashes him, and he's paying on the ground, bleeding, and he stabs him. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Even Jabber's like, now I'm going to say as a firm believer that I gotta believe that Zanka gets up at some point next week, but this is ridiculous. Why is he fighting? I don't mean to be like the stuck in the mud. And then during this whole like fight, there was a conversation that stupid leader of the Raiders was telling Rudo about having a shock to the system to people, and some people can rise from it, or others can just be destroyed. My thing about the Raiders leader is this. Okay, fine. You live on the ground and you want to strike at the sphere. That's fine. Rudo wants to do the same thing. But here's my question. You're supposed to be the villain. Are you going to fight Rudo at any point? Just saying. It's just to have this kind of connection between Rudo and the leader of the Raiders. There's no connective tissue. There is none. I'm sorry to this guy who feels he needs to explain to Rudo and all this other crap he's been spewing out of his mouth when he should be fighting Rudo. Rudo is not going to follow you. He's not. Now, if you met Rudo when he first showed up in the sphere, in the ground, if, for example, let's say Engine doesn't fight him. Let's say it's Jabber. And Jabber sees him and he's a raider. He brings him in. He meets the boss. Guess what? Successful. But they didn't do that because that would be stupid. Because there would be no show. But even after all that, all you gotta do is talk to him normal. Like, what's normal? What's normal? But regardless, Yeah. So Zanka's on the ground. I don't know. I'm still giving this a 9 out of 10 though. I thought the fight was great. Kind of intrigued by the fact that Bundus was just like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do to you. But that was cool to see. We also get, I forgot to mention, one tiny scene with Corvus. But it doesn't really bring anything to light. It's just, you know. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to say that Zanka is fucked. I don't want to say he's done and he's dead. But, and what's weird about this whole situation is we have two fights happening. No one else is fighting. It's just Jabber, Zanka, Reaper, and the one with the electric hair. Bundus does not want to fight these two. And Engine is sitting with like this, saying, hey, 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 hey. I'm this kid who's behind a dresser. Meanwhile, Rudo's talking to this douchebag leader. Whatever. But overall, it's still a good episode. Animation was tight. Good job there. 9 out of 10. I just hope, listen, come on. Can we please have Rudo fight soon? And the leader, please. I know it's coming. It's going to happen soon. Please. Let's make it happen. Please. Thank you. But that's all I got for you guys. Bankai 922. Zanka should not be fighting Jabber. What the frick's the matter with you? I'll see you guys later.